Welcome to the warm-up show, Friday fun night with Enortap directly from Toronto, Ontario, a cold Frenchie directly for the Sunshine State, Miami area. Welcome everybody. Thanks to join us today. Ryan Lomberg back in the house, Mr. Ryan Lomberg. Long time ago, where have you been, my friend? Ryan is the one join us every morning usually, so glad to see Ryan with us today. Talking about Enortap in Toronto. We're not talking about Kelly in Toronto. Welcome, Kelly! Go, leave, go! Directly de la belle province de Québec, parmi en Ontario, maybe au Canada, certainly. Mr. Roger Delaney. Welcome back. Roger sent me a text or an email yesterday, and on top said, this game's too late. I'll be in the bed anyway. So forget the game. Montreal's going to win 4-3. Was one of the rare guys predict 4-3. So Roger Delaney, I said, wait a minute, you cannot leave. You watch football every night. So you cannot. Football finish at midnight usually. So I was glad to see Roger to let us know. So welcome, Roger. Enortap, some Kelly. We have also Mr. Alexis Dubet. When we said Roger Delaney, sometimes we said Ronnie Odette, and then sometimes we said Mr. Enortap. But we have to remember also Mr. Michael Rubenstein. Maybe what time you dog go out during afternoon, Michael? We know the night is at 10:22. I don't know what time the dog go out afternoon. Is it at 4, at 3? It would be interesting to know that so we can know you leave the show maybe at 5:28. Who knows? But talking about Michael Rubenstein and Mr. Roger, we're not to welcome Mr. Alan Vaillancourt, Kentucky. And when we said Alan, we have to say Irene because that's his wife, Irene Vaillancourt, because he said all the time to us, you are awesome. Talking about his wife, not about us, talking about his wife. Here we go. Welcome back, Mr. Bob the Truck, Bob the Builder. I love the Bob the Truck, but I think Bob the Builder can, for me, get more my hair. But Bob the Truck, remember me. Of course, you're the only one, said Bob the Truck in the house. So welcome back, Bob. And Kelly said, Morgan Riley. Big news of the day. We're going to talk about this the next couple of minutes. Don't go nowhere, Kelly. And we're going to talk about this. Roger Delaney, my cat Willet, woke up me 3 times. I got to follow some of the game. Here we go. She wants to watch the game, you cat. That's what's happening. Roger, she told you, wake up, buddy. The Abs are winning. Never happened since 1999. Time to watch the game. So that's what happened, Roger. So the cat stepped up. So Alexis changed his mind. He said the GM would be Mike Futa for Montreal Canadiens. Would be interesting to see this, Alexis, about that one over there. Boy, they got out every 2 hours to be every 5 minutes. Jeez. And Michael Robinson about the dog. Franco back in the house directly from Montreal area. Franco, are you a Saint-Henri, Saint-Michel, Montreal S? Franco, you on the northeast on Montreal Island, I believe. I cannot recall it. Every time I see your name, I see the soccer, Saputo soccer team in my eyes. So I don't know why, but you have to tell me exactly where you're coming from. Saint-Henri, Saint-Michel. Bonsoir, Coach Enortap, Bob Gainey, Mark Zook in the house tonight. Bada Monkey in the house tonight. Bada Monkey is going to watching the game. By the way, guys, for the people who live in South Florida, bad news, guys. and I don't know, I don't get it. So we have a sports channel. It's called Bally Sport. Before it was a Fox Sport channel for every area in the USA. If you live in California, you have your Fox Sport channel, and your state, everything like that. And ours is called now Bally by a lot of location, and they took all the service of many Fox Sport channel around. And tonight the game is not on the TV. So if you don't have ESPN, you cannot watch the game on Bally. So I don't know, Enortap, you knew about this, but just want to mention Ryan Lomberg and everybody else from Florida Panthers. Just want to pay attention to this. The game is not on TV tonight, so you have a chance to watching play-by-play by the coach. I'm going to be live at 7 o'clock tonight, and of course, we're going to, if you need the link, we're going to provide you the link. Maybe you can watch it. So Bottom Monkey, maybe he can talk about this. And we forgot because he was the first one in the chat in our tap. And when I make a mistake, I'm the one to apologize. I'm very accountable about this, and I make it because he's from Finland. We call him the Wizard because Yamo told us in Finland, Wizard is Veleho. So where Veleho back in the house?
She, coach, she.
And Alexis said Futa is a good candidate in your mind. Are you talking about GM, Alexis, or you talk about director scouting and about over Trevor Timmins? So that'll be a good question to ask. Velo said, hello, Pierre and Enortap. Thanks, everybody, to join us today. We have a Friday fun day where it's a little bit different. The Friday night we enjoy. Of course, we enjoy the background. Enortap want to be Superman tonight, but I said, no, we don't have to be Superman. I'm going to be Batman. But we said, we're going to be who we are. But at the end of the day, we just want to try to have a good time, Halloween. So hopefully you guys will be careful. Happy Halloween for everybody during the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, a lot of party around. Just be careful. The most important things, nobody be sick this weekend and be ready to come back. Great weekend of hockey. Of course, Toronto play, Montreal play, the Florida Panthers play back-to-back game. So a lot of hockey. Next week, guys, very quiet in the fantasy hockey. Only 47 games for 32 teams. So will be something we're going to talk about a little bit later during the show. And, of course, you are welcome to ask our question. Anything you want to ask about fantasy hockey, injuries, what's going on, everything like that. And what we do at the beginning of the show, we always ask in our tab is first, impression, what happened yesterday in NHL and what happened also today. Or some stuff you really pay more attention about what happening. So let's go in our tab. That's your turn. Again, Coach could not talk more. It's your turn to tell us what do you think about that before we start, because she's back. She is Irene Vaillancourt in the house.
You are awesome.
And talking, welcome back. Why not welcome back directly de Sherbrooke, dans la belle province de Québec, au sud de Sherbrooke, Monsieur Nicolas de Gouby. Bono!
Welcome.
All right, Alexis, now you talk about the director scouting. So it makes sense to me. It's a great one about it, Alexis. Would be interesting. He can do it. Quelle belle victoire du CH en blanche charge de Allen. Amazing, great performance. The break wall of Jake Allen yesterday, Nicolas. Absolutely right. Well, we have a new person here. Wait a minute, Enortap. You have to hold a little bit. Because now we have I'm going to completely mess his name, but please be nice to me because we have to look about this. And maybe Enortap, you can pronounce his name. Why not? I will give you a chance to do it.
VT, we welcome VT Telesniemi.
Telesniemi. Does remind me another Finland. No? Isn't that a Finland name? I believe it is. I believe Veleho should welcome Moi. VT Moi. That's the only word I know in Finland. So you tell us where you're coming from. And maybe we're completely wrong, but I think like when you see Kokenimi, you see Niemi now. I just made the connection like a Finland. So welcome aboard. Welcome to join us. Thanks to join us. Okay, welcome back. Why not? Okay, yes, correct. See?
Correct. There you go.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Didi is from Africa. What the heck who is talking about? Patrick Fan back in the house tonight. Friday night. Patrick is here. And Enortap, you agree with his comment because we're going to welcome him. One is a new subscriber, but he joined us a lot of times this week, and we appreciate great knowledge about hockey, Mr. Lemon Apocalypse. What do you think about his comments?
Allen was a beast last night. Absolutely. 45 shots on net, especially in that latter part of the second period and throughout the entire third period. I mean, he held Montreal together there so that they can secure that victory. And he seemed to even get into the head of the Shark players because they were holding the stick a little bit tighter. They had a couple of opportunities where they almost had an open net, and he came up with huge saves. So absolutely, I agree with that.
I agree with you about that one there. But the monkey mentioned to us, by the way, like Eponyemi. It makes sense for that one, but the monkey. Patrick Fan said, how are you? I'm great. It's Friday, buddy. Much hockey tonight. The Panthers play. Montreal play tomorrow, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Tomorrow, we do a double header in our tap. We do the Montreal Canadiens, then we shift with the Boston against the Florida Panthers. So that's what is going happening about this. Mark Zuck said, I'm sad I did not see the helmet. Don't worry, because I know the Montreal Canadiens is going to win this weekend. So I said, I'm going to wait for the helmet for the weekend. Don't worry about this. The helmet is going to be very quickly soon. And do I miss something? Yes, I missed something here because Franco said, Coach, I'm from Saint Leonard. Here we go. Saint Leonard was missing. Home the starter brother, Luango, great career, special water. Here's Alshon Grandpa. But Franco, I apologize. I don't know Saint Henry more south, and Saint Leonard makes sense. That's, leave Montreal 1996. Sometimes I'm losing all the little quarter of what's going on in Montreal. But absolutely right. Saint Leonard, absolutely remember that one there. A lot of soccer players in Saint Leonard. Other effect, brother Luango. Makes sense. So Luango with Saint Leonard, it's a place where it's more Italian people in our tap on that area. Chinatown in Montreal is more south, and every area in Montreal, maybe it's like this in Toronto, but we have its fun, nationality live together. They have that area, everything like that. So Saint Leonard, that the people. So I just want to mention that great people over there. Well, great restaurant, by the way, Italian restaurant at Saint Leonard.
Well, the word grappa gave it away there. Have you ever tried grappa, Coach?
Which one?
Grappa?
Grandpa, no.
It's amazing. Every little hair on your body will stand up when you have that.
I have to take care about this. How did you get the Jofa? Are you talking the helmet, by the monkey? If it's a helmet Jofa, my helmet Jofa is not a Jofa, it's a DR. Long time ago, 1970s, 60s, 60, Monkey, where only me and Roger was born, maybe others, but that's another story. Monkey, the DR was one of the company with Cooper, was produced a lot of equipment, hockey equipment. Then Jofa, we have a story about Jofa. I think Stephen Member or Vileo or Yamo talk about the company Jofa. You have a story about this one over there, but anyway, Joffrey is the European players use that one over there. Panthers win tonight 3-0. Bad shootout tonight. That'll be interesting to see that. By the way, I apologize. 6 minutes ago, I told you Enortap you're supposed to talk, but people excite me when I see the name, everything like that. So, all right, I'm thinking I'm leaving when now he can talk now.
No, all is good, Coach. I was going to wear a costume, but the coach imposed the dress code. So here we are.
Dress code every Friday, but it's a little bit more like, the good news about this, like, I did a lot of TV show when I was younger, like long time ago. And, when you're on the screen like we are right now, right, you only see the upper body. So you should be like nice upper body, but at the bottom, nobody know what you can wear. So that's the beauty about that one there. But that's the TV concept, everything like that. But that's another story about that. No worry, Coach Enortap. Long ago, as a restaurant, he called La Belle Italien. Grandpa, he like an eau de vivre. Wow. That's the beauty of to do it live stream.
Franco
we learn a lot.
Franco knows.
Franco knows. Yes, he knows, certainly. All right. I'm mute myself. Wait a minute. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to talk again.
Come on, coach, you got to come back. Anyways, a couple things that stood out yesterday from some of the games that were played. Number one, Habs winning 4-0 in fine style. Still a lot of holes in their game, but at least it's encouraging to see that they came up with a victory since 1999 in a place they hadn't won. Secondly, Calgary keeps impressing. Another road win for them, 4-0 convincingly. They seem to be getting their act together, and Markstrom has just been lights out so far. And the game of the night, I thought, was the the Buffalo and Anaheim game. Here's Anaheim 3-0, or Buffalo had a 3-0 lead. Anaheim comes back to tie it up, and then it went to overtime appropriately. And I honestly thought it was going to go to a shootout, but unfortunately it didn't, because they scored with, I think, about 15 seconds to go in the period, the 5-minute period. So exciting game for sure.
Yep, I agree with you. We compete each other. Yesterday, I come back this week. I'm proud of what I did this week. I was behind by 2, and now I'm +1. But the point is,
Yes.
Buffalo surprised again, and I called it. But honestly, there was 3-0, 3-1, and they come back and they win on OT, something like that,
4-3.
right? So again,
4-3
they
in
did it.
overtime, yeah.
They did it again. So a couple of
However,
people.
Coach, I did get one exact score yesterday. So I'm 2 up on you on there.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. For me, it's about how many win. My percentage was I'm looking for right now. So that's about. But why not to set directly from Moncton, New Brunswick, Johnny Golden. Come on down. Yeah, absolutely right, Butter Monkey. Adam is not here. Adam, Adam live in Texas, Adam live in Vegas, in Ottawa. And the Friday, he has the style of the Vegas Friday, because he's never show up the Friday. So the Friday, I think he go out and he enjoy his happy hour. Adam is not here today, but just remind me, absolutely right, Butter Monkey. The discussion is increasing between the Buffalo and the Vegas. Will be interesting what happened. We did not see him all week in our tap. He was with the mother-in-law or something like this in vacation somewhere, visit his family. He was in Stockholm and Sweden. He's always been here all the time, but this week it was all about family. We know here it's all about family first. Why not welcome Mr. Stefan Manberg? Welcome back, buddy. You should be proud. You should be proud of Max Strom. An amazing, great weeks for Max Strom. 2 shutouts in the last 3 games. The Calgary are on the higher and higher, and the standing, doing well. Stefan, thanks for reminding us about Max Strom. But between you and me, Stefan, nobody listen here. Who is better, Max Strom or Leonard? Let me know about this. Petit Hockey, back in the house. Le Petit Hockey. Je demeure dans la belle province de la Floride, mon ami, dans l'État du Sud qui s'appelle North Miami Beach, juste à côté de la plage. Aventura, Sunny Island, they are all my area where I live. Just à côté du building de Donald Trump, but that's another story. Franco, yes, good choice beside Italian. Now, Alan Jack Allen was magnific last night, 45 shot. Great comments about this, Alan. He was the brick wall. It was amazing. If you watch my my post-game video, guys, Coach was not happy. Coach said it was a good W. It's great to have a W, happy. But as a coach, you're not happy with what I saw last night. So I explained during my video today the reason why. So I invite you to watching my video and you can see this. What's the news about Jack Eichel? Ask Branson to Enortap.
Well, the latest that I've heard is that there's speculation again with Vegas. That team's name keeps coming up, and they're looking at a possibility, not one-on-one, but they're looking at Theodore going the opposite way with maybe a pick or 2 going that way. For me, that would be a mistake for Vegas. I know that right now they're not where they want to be, but to react to the situation like this, when you're going to get a player that's probably not going to play all year long for you, um, and and you're weakening your defense by getting rid of a young defenseman like Theodore, who still has a higher roof to him. So I wouldn't do that if I were Vegas. I don't know how you feel about it, Coach, but right now that's the rumor that's out there.
Yeah, exactly about this. Shea Theodore and a couple of more pick return that. It will depend what Jack Eichel is going to do and return that. Can he go surgery? Can he go that way with it? Returning money and everything on that. So until the trade is not done or we don't know exactly, it's just speculation. And I don't know, right? Is it the best offer? Is it they can get more? Until you don't touch Peter and Krebs, I think they'll be fine. The defensive of the overall of Vegas is that's what they have. But they have a really big lack of forward center. They don't have center from 1 to 3, to be honest with you. Whatever Chandler Stephenson is a great center, he's not number 1. So for me, it could be a turnaround. The only way they can create is really short Theodore. Until Pietrangelo is there, I think a short term, and maybe after that, a long term would be good if Jack Eichel become the 100% Jack Eichel, because honestly, Eichel is better to Theodore.
Yes, I don't disagree with that. It's just two things. Like, number one, you don't know how he's going to react to whatever type of surgery he decides to go through. Is he going to be the same player that he was before and return to that elite level? We don't know. And, I don't think, personally, I don't think right now he's got himself sort of painted in a corner, Eichel, because he doesn't want to be in Buffalo. And right now, Buffalo's not just going to give him away. It's tough. It's tough for both teams here.
The only thing is good right now for his injury. It's an injury right now. Have to be patient. See if you don't go in surgery. So every day is getting a bit better as the health. That's the good news about this, but it depends what happened after that. What team is going to go? Can he not ask you if she comment about this? You can maybe add something.
Morgan shows what a real leader is by taking a pay cut to stay in Toronto. Well, Kelly, there is truth to that. First of all, to acquire Riley at that price tag in today's NHL for a puck moving defenseman, which is at a premium right now, I think that was a great signing for them. I think for him, the fact that they added the additional year, the Leafs did, was the deciding point for them to get this done right away. And frankly, I'm surprised that they let it get to this point. I thought it was something that they would have cleared up before the season even began. But it all worked out for them, which is good.
I would say to you 75% is right, and 25% is hard, because I think he's not a top 10 defenseman in NHL. He's more for 15 at 10. Come on, coach. I'll be honest with you. He's not scored a double-digit goal per year constantly. He's about 6-7 goals. He carry on the puck. He make great play. I'm not saying he's bad, but the gut money he got, that's pretty much what he's supposed to get. And it's going to be hard when he's going to be 34, 35, 36, 37 at the end of his contract. Leafs going to absorb that money. But again, for me, it's not a big pay cut. It's exactly what he should get on my eyes. Look his stat, and we can go a little bit deeper. I'm going to make a video tomorrow about this, where I believe it was the right normal salary he should get. He should never get 8.5, 9.5. Is other players like Zed Jones should never get that money, right? And the rest of people gets $8 million in Enortap, Quinn Hughes, or maybe like Wawrinski, return that. But they are all young. They are not 28 anymore. They're all 23, 22, 24. And for the long term, they're going to get there. So I understand what she said. A lot of people said that. But for me, it's not a guy run 80 points per year or not 70 points. So 7.5 is a great number. And for me, it's not a big pay cut about that. So for me, that's my opinion about this. But I understand what he said this about.
No, I agree with you, Coach. The difference, though, is once one or two defensemen on the free market establish that level, that's the problem. It's not so much the money itself; it's the level that you establish, and it's the platform at which you have to now deal with any other defenseman. In Riley's case, you're right. I wouldn't put him at an elite level, but the fact that he's a puck moving defenseman it puts him at a premium. So it's not a pay cut, but it's like you said, it's around what he should have received. I think he does have gaps in his defensive play that he has to work on, without a doubt. But I think at the end of the day, when you look at this contract in about 6 years from now, you're going to say, okay, it wasn't too bad, you know, and we secured him till the age of, I guess that'll put him at 35, 36 years old.
36,
Yeah.
So I still in Stockholm, and my father's birthday first. Stefan, we have to do it. It's Friday, so why not to do this? Here we go. Happy birthday to you, Dad. Happy birthday, you, Dad. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Father. Stefan, welcome, buddy. Have an amazing, great time with your family. That's the most important things in life. That's all about. Kelly said Backstrom. I don't know what Backstrom. Maxstrom, maybe that's the point here. Yeah, Maxstrom. Here's a better one. Who is better, Maxstrom or Demko? On my eyes, by the monkey, I would say to you, Maxstrom. But I apologize, we are behind the comments, but we're going to catch up very quickly. Maxstrom, what about you?
I like both of them. We're talking about Markstrom
And Demko, goaltender.
And Demko. I like both. I mean, Vancouver really put all their chips in the center of the table when they went with Demko, thinking that he'll take them far. And I don't disagree with that. I think he's a big goalie who's very, very solid on a night-to-night basis. He's consistent. And same thing with Markstrom. We're going to see results based on which team plays a better defensive style.
Right, that's fun between Maxon been in NHL for about 10 years and Demko is about 3 years. So that's a big difference right there. Petty Hockey said, chanceux en Gatineau. Très belle ville, Gatineau. Et Hall, j'ai coaché contre les Olympiques de Hall pour plusieurs années. Donc, Petit Hockey, je connais très bien ta région. Tursault. Guy Lafleur was born at Tursault. Dans la belle région, dans ta région. Stephen said, I think that Backstrom current is more even on the net. You see Backstrom with the little 2 dots on the O. That's Sweden. We learned this when we asked a question about Johnson, and he said Canada. But that was a good one. Coach, did you say Backstrom? I think you mean Maxstrom. I said Maxstrom, but you hear Backstrom. That's its friend, Kelly. So sometimes that's happened with me. I said something, but he hears something else. But it's all good, buddy. Hey, as-tu déjà rencontré Huberdeau? Bien sûr, mon homme. J'allais aux pratiques des Panthers quasiment tous les jours, mon homme. J'ai travaillé là pendant 3 ans. Donc, certainement, j'ai rencontré Yubi, yeah, Abs too many gave away again. Allen saved them. Allen Vaillancourt, I will tell you, and I can say right away before we jump, because we are a little bit behind. The problem Montreal yesterday, they gave too many shots in the home plate. What are you talking, Coach? Home plate is baseball. And some will call the house. But to give you a better way to understand what is home plate in hockey, it's from the goaltender, all right? And then you go from the corner and the front of the crease, you go 2 lines, you go to the dots in hockey. And from the dots, you go all the way up to the top circle for the face-off. And then you join the line together. That's formation right there. It's like a home plate. And one half of the puck are coming from the middle right there. That's a lot of opportunities. And that's what I'm talking about. 21 shots of the 45 guys was coming for the home plate yesterday. So in my post-game video, that's why I explained, as a coach, you don't like it. But because if you go every game like that, you're going to lose maybe 3 of the 4. And that's as a coach. So why happening like this was the defensive coverage, the not awareness, and gave too many. They don't collapse together. So the defensive have to collapse more together to don't get those chances over there. The good news, what happened yesterday, why he got a shutout and why did not score, is because Allen, most of the shot, he stopped the first shot and he did not give rebound. Or he gave the first rebound, and what happening? The Montreal Canadiens was the first one to recover the puck, and they put the puck out. So that was a combination of Allen never give the rebound, or he control the rebound, go in the corner, or the Montreal Canadiens defense, most of them pick up the puck right away after that. So it's a combination, all three together, make usually a goaltender have a great evening. But again, as a coach, you don't like the opponent team shot from the own plate, because too many shots there, usually you have a percentage of about 2-3 goals every night. So I just want to mention this, everybody, about that one over there. Oh, wait, you said Max Strom. I did not understand. That's all right, Kelly. Everybody asking me, what? Can you repeat, please? Of course I can repeat. Not a problem. Most said it, Leonard for now. Stephen compared Leonard to Max Strom. Hi, Bud, Badamokitak. I have a better question. Who is the starter for the Sweden is Olympic start? That's a great question, Brisbane, about this. You know what? I'm not going to answer. I will wait for Stefan Manberg give an answer about this. If you have a Sweden team right now, which goaltender is going to start? It means during that time, I'm going to go through the question for everybody. So if someone can mention who do you start as a goaltender, that'd be great. In our tab, you can mention this at the same time. What you think about this? But good evening, Coach Dan Asham and the house. As a combination of welcome. Nicolas, demain j'ai un match. Bonne chance, mon Nicolas. Je te souhaite un très bon match. Puis, comme on se fait toujours, le plaisir, avoir du plaisir, avoir du fun. Having fun to the game. Not about winning. It's having fun with your teammate, the locker room. Everything in the locker room, that's all about relationship, friendship, and connection. That's what happened there. Sorry, Coach, I disagree, but respect opinion. He's a top 10 defenseman. But first of all, thanks to respect my opinion. Secondly, I still keep my opinion. Just kidding. Yes, when I said 10, my lights flat turned in my head. But I think it depends what you consider a top 10 defenseman, right? So my point, you're going to be close to the 10 if he's maybe, but I know he's not a more 12 to 14, I believe. But I can make a list to show to you what I'm taking. But a great point to mention this to you. Lemon, back in the house, considering the asking price, equal a way too big a gambler. And that's the problem about this, Lemon, and I think Enortap will be agree with this, is the gambling the problem. You don't know if he's going to be healthy or not, and you're losing a solid defenseman like Shea Theodore. That's the problem behind that. Maybe another pick whatsoever come with. So I agree with you, Lemon, about that one over there. Good evening, Enortap. Dan said that to you.
Good evening.
And now, Kelly, she wants to be sure she's right. So she said, why not to ask her Enortap?
I suppose we're still talking about Riley here. I wouldn't. I'll be honest with you, Kelly. I wouldn't put him in the top 10 either. I think he's in that second group. I would put him somewhere between 10 to 20 in that group there, and possibly even after 15. I like his play. I think that he brings a lot to the team. But like I said before, I do see some deficiencies in his defensive style that has to be improved. Offensively, he'll get more points. I'm not worried about that, but he'll go as the Toronto Maple Leaf power play will go. And that's why we've seen a reduction in his points over the last year and a half or so, because the Toronto power play has been very bad. And the opportunities are there, but they're not capitalizing. And that's why his totals have gone down.
I think you're right. You said something good there. He's maybe the top 10 on the offensive side. But when you talk about an overall defenseman, defensive, everything like that, I'll be honest with you, I would put McEnvoy in front of him. If I have a choice to get Charlie McEnvoy or Morgan Riley, I go with Charlie McEnvoy. Because he will helping you more, McEnvoy, on the defensive side and at the top side. But he's an elite top defenseman as a number one for anything. But he can struggle on the power play like you mentioned. But on defensive side, he struggled more. He's lucky to play with DJ Brody. Brody say him a lot about this here, good combination. But that's one of the reason I said he's not in a top 10 when I'm talking about overall the players, right? That's what I want to mention, this part over there. So I just want to share with you. But, it's a discussion. Some will do it, some will not. But it's a great way to say that about that one over there. Adam Reader-born Brazen. So I don't know about that one over there, but I will see. Morgan Ray, best season. He was not even finalist for the Nafri, so I don't know. Johnny Golden, I could really have a good and more on the open market. Yes. And I will tell you why, Johnny. I'm sure nobody will agree. Because some team looking for a defenseman like him, like Montreal, example. Montreal could open up at 8.5. Because they're looking for a number one like this. So that would be interesting. Now, what Klember, one he's not happy right now is John Klember. Because now hey, look, Morgan gets 7.5, buddy. So it'll be interesting what happened with Klember at 29 years old over there. So Nicolas said, bon fight au père de Stephen. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday in English. Nicolas speaks French, English, whatever he does very well. Only a young kid, and he speaks both languages. Really, we get much more on the open market. You ask me, Johnny, I have him about $9.5 million. No, maybe someone will give it, but 8.5, 9 million, that's maybe the way about that. Definitely, he will get more money. I agree with you about that. Now, the Leafs just need Tortorella behind the bench, and they would be motoring. About that one over there. I don't know about this. I don't know if you need to add about this. Petit hockey, tu regardes-tu Frank Well? Nicolas said. Antti Koivula in the house. Number one fan of Edmonton Oilers in the house. There we go. Oui, il faut ouvrir mon pack de cartes ce soir. Nicolas, OK. Je regarde les lives, mais je suis fait bloquer. Je fais des drôles puis spam pour rien. Good evening, Canadian Giants. Welcome back, Monsieur Canadian Giants for Westmount.
Okay.
Petit hockey, mon nom est Anthony Lafleur. Il se parent avec Guy Lafleur. J'aime les revenus, mais ils ne veulent pas. Fais-toi un autre compte. Voilà, les petits amis se parlent entre eux autres. Velio, Vitsi, Dallas near me is Toronto fans, Toronto Maple Leaf. Really? I did not talk to him after that. He left, maybe, I don't know. Velio, I'm sorry to hear that about this. Is puck moving sometimes lead to pinching a goal for the opposite team? There's a good comment about Kelly, about Raleigh. I agree with you, Kelly. Kelly knows hockey more, Enortap. And every time she pick a team, you should always pick her because she's most of the time she's right. So you don't know Enortap, but I call her during the day, ask her what do you think is going to win tonight, and then I pick my pick against you. Just kidding, but
so that's why your record has improved over mine.
Sweden starting goalie is Adam Redenborn from Moscow. Wow.
Moskva.
I did not know. I apologize, Steven, about that. Non, c'est juste que j'ai commandé, mais ils m'ont quand même bloqué. C'est malheureux, Nicolas. Pourquoi ils t'ont bloqué? T'es un bon petit gars. PW Orat, welcome back. Petit, c'est la Tudica. We are already at 5:40. We forget, guys. We ask you one homework. Don't forget, please, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. Thank you to join us today. Hopefully you're ready for the weekend. If you live in the Eastern time, this is the time for you guys to say happy birthday. Cheer! But it's empty on my hand, but cheer. Did you hear Justin Old empty scratch tomorrow? I missed your comments. I read it, but I passed over. I apologize, Kelly. Yeah. Justin Old is going to be healthy scratch in our tap tomorrow for the Toronto Maple Leaf. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that, but in a way, it doesn't surprise me. He's been struggling as of late, and sometimes young players they need to learn by sitting down.
Yep. Thank you so much, PW, to subscribe. I appreciate that. Quick. We go. We have 18 minutes to go from 6 game, and then to finish with a fantasy hockey, and we go from there. What happening today? The request for Chicago Blackhawks to remove Aldrich name will be removed on the Stanley Cup. We know Aldrich was the guy accused for all the saga this week. Chilwell day off stay as a GM. The NHL did not penalize him, so he's going to but he will stay as a GM for the Winnipeg Jets. Mark Riley signed a 48 years contract at $7.5 million. We just talked about this. Lundell is out tonight. A possible Kevin Connington, a defenseman, is a game decision. Would be interesting to see him about that. Bad news for the New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes reevaluate in 5 weeks, so could be a 3-month, possible 4-month for him. So being very interesting about this one, about his dislocation shoulder, about this. We make a mistake yesterday, and I don't know why, and I don't know how, but I was followed the social media, Twitter, but Domi and Crosby did not return yesterday, did not play, but Domi is supposed to be there tonight, and Crosby is another game decision for tomorrow. So I don't know what's happening in Enortap. Surprise for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe some of you guys you can mention. Amadio is on the waiver today.
No, I hadn't heard about Mario either. And Crosby, I was certain that he was going to be playing in the last game. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe they just realized they wait until they go home before he gets his debut.
Who is going to corner fill that hole? That's a funny. That's a little bit sarcastic, Mr. Antti. But who is going to fill this hole? Justin.
I don't know who they're bringing up.
I think it's Lindgren.
I'm assuming
Lindgren, is it Lindgren?
Well, he's the next in.
He's a number 7 for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carrier game decision. I know I miss her eye there. I know Adam is not there. Adam will tell us all this going on this season. And then down for the Washington Capitals game decision today. A very quiet day overall. Fridays all have been in hockey, not much. I don't know if something happened the last 45 minutes. If something we forget, we have everybody of each one of you have an update. Please share with us. You are the one make this channel better with your updates. So thanks to sharing with us. If you hear something, let me know. And Johnny Golden said in our tap, a lot of junior NCAA prospect play tonight. Every time Mazak, 1 goal, 1 assist last night. Jan Mazak, a prospect for the Montreal Canadiens. Here we go. 15 minutes to rock and roll at 45-23. For Nicola. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. Here we go. All right. You have about 10 minutes to do 6 games, so about 1 minute, 90 seconds to complete this. Colorado, again, the New York Rangers. I apologize. I skipped 1 or 2 of your lists in our tap, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Meslikin and Chesterkin was not confirmed at 4 o'clock. I don't know why. If he's going to be in the net tonight.
Is it Colorado, coach, or is it Columbus?
Columbus, sorry.
Columbus, yeah, sorry. The Rangers, they returned to the ice after, 3 days in which they got to digest what went wrong with that 5-1 loss to the Flames. One thing that the Rangers were aiming to do this year was to really play a much more defensive-minded game. And with the kind of goaltending that they have, there should be no reason why games like that 5-1 happen to them. So they're going to be focusing on that. They did give away, they had about 22 giveaways in that game against the Flames. And so the coaching staff was not very pleased with that. I think Columbus has been off since Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And they've alternated wins and losses so far this year. So they've been a pleasant surprise, but I'm going to take in this game here. It's going to be a close one, but I think the Rangers will win this one 2-1.
Yes, about this. Columbus win, I believe, and OT, something like that, a low score. And Rangers lost. Of course, they play Calgary. They are very solid. Calgary guys gave only 7 goals recently, so they're looking great on the defensive. That's Daryl Sutter. And Veleo bring a good point. We talk about this. Kako is supposed to be back tonight, I believe. So Kako should be in the lineup for the New York Rangers tonight in Enortap.
Yeah, and Elvis Merzlikins, coach, he's been off to a great start as well, like a 147 goals against and a 952 save percentage, which is
Yep.
fantastic.
Two
We'll
great
see if he
goaltender tonight. Face it's
holds
going to
that
be
up.
a fight between both of them. But as for some reason tonight, because they are play at home, I go with the Rangers 4-2 tonight. So that's only it's fun right there. Chicago is still looking for a first W 0-5-2. They are number 31 in NHL at that moment of the ranking. 32 is Arizona. Play again the best team in NHL with Florida Panthers. So we have the opposite. I know they play against Toronto, but Toronto is not the level what Carolina is. 6-0. Ranta was confirmed, but Lincoln was confirmed. Fleury start tomorrow. And Ranta was likely, but because they play back to back, I expect he start his first game of the season for them. So that's your turn.
Yeah, this is a back-to-back for Carolina here. You'll notice that Anderson has played all their games and he's been lights out as well. So it's the perfect opportunity and the perfect game to bring in Ranta, against a team that's been very troubled lately, not just with their start, but with all the chaos that is in that organization at the moment. Um, I think they're going to have Chicago's going to have two very tough opponents coming up tonight against Carolina, and I think their next game is against St. Louis as well before they come back to play Ottawa. If they lose these two games, I'm anticipating some kind of change. It might not be a big thing, but something has to happen. Maybe a coaching change, or something. Some players being sat down or whatever. But I'm going to take Carolina to win this game 3-1.
All right. I don't expect change the coach for that because right now the GM is gone everything like that. So I think everybody will be calmed down because all the drama. I think they will not. He will wait a little bit longer. I think that's the situation. I believe Andy put all the score. I believe. Do you know the score yesterday between Colorado? What's the final score?
The Colorado game was 4-3 against St. Louis.
Okay, he said 3-2. So Andy yesterday got Tampa, he got Calgary, he got Carolina, he got Colorado, he got Buffalo, he got Philadelphia, he lost Minnesota, he got Winnipeg, and he lost with San Jose. So yesterday is 7-2.
It's very good.
So
You should appear on the show with us, Coach.
he should join us, Andy, about that one over there. All right, so let's move on to Washington, Arizona. You just talk about two opposite teams. That's another situation. Washington, Arizona. Melka is confirmed. Samsonov is confirmed also. So, what your expectation?
Well, the Caps are on a 7-game point streak to open up the season, and they're just too shy of their franchise record. So they're gonna come in strong, and Arizona. I don't think will know what hit them. I think this is going to be a landslide. I'm going to go with Washington 5-0.
Washington 5-2, 5-1 for me.
No,
That's what I
5-0.
think. Arizona, of course, we know what's going on. A couple injuries, right? And then Washington is doing well. Now they lost DJ Oshie for a couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting happening about that. Maybe Down is out, but I think that's not going to be an effect. 5-1, 5-2. Next game, again, another team. Well, surprise team, 4-1 for Detroit. We have to give them credit. And then Florida is on fire. We know the situation with Florida. A very difficult week for Florida. How they going to respond? Greece, not confirmed. A lot. Probowski is confirmed.
Well, Florida right now they have 4 lines that are just rolling. Like even when Quenbo was coaching them, I don't think he was looking at necessarily line matchups because all four lines are just responding beautifully, and they're scoring. They're playing a sound defensive game. Their goaltending has been excellent. Um, the only thing that hasn't really woken up too much is their power play. But as long as they don't treat tonight's game as a trap game and sort of look forward and don't look at Detroit here, they should have no problem. But I think Detroit will make it a close game. I'll go with Florida 4-3.
5-3.
4-3.
No, you said 4-3?
Yeah.
You don't say 4-2?
No, 4-3. I changed my mind.
You never told me. Just kidding.
Sorry.
5-3.
Okay.
Anaheim, Vegas. Vegas have a great weeks overall. We expect them to have a bad weeks. They play Colorado and Dallas. I thought it's going to be maybe 1-6. Honestly, turn around and they got now 3-4-0. Great performance, both Goldender, Leonard, and Bronsois. They got back Martinez. They lost maybe Carrier. That will be a game decision for him. Anaheim, a good start. Now he can feel now who they are. Right, they are 2-4-1. They play tonight, and then they play Saturday against Montreal. Gibson back between the pipes. Leonard should be back between the pipes. Quickly, what do you think?
Well, given the injuries that Vegas has had, it's fantastic to see that in the last two games they've been sort of playing a much closer style, very close checking. They're trying to find their character without their key players right now, and they've accomplished that in at least the last two games. So I expect that to continue here. They'll win 3-2, in my opinion. Vegas.
Not much. We're on the same path tonight, honestly. And then the last game, Ottawa, Dallas, where it's really strange. Two teams can show up and beat everybody, and it can show up one night and they can do anything. That's both of them right now since the beginning of the year. Ottawa's a little bit more because of the goaltender situation. Gustafsson is confirmed. Old B was lately. Dallas 3-3-1. That's what I said. They are inconsistency. Ottawa 2-4-0. A little bit strange for me, but still, a team can show up. They have a lot of young kids over there. Not much about injury. Glenberry is back. Robinson is back. I think that will helping Dallas now. So what is your expectation for that?
Well, Dallas, it's like the Jekyll and Hyde story here. In almost all their games, I think except for one, they've all been decided by one goal. They have a plethora of scorers on that team, and they really have to get going. They seem to be, I mentioned this yesterday, they seem to be content once they get a 1 or 2 goal lead and try to play a defensive-minded game. And that's the wrong philosophy to bring, especially for that team. I think that they have to really push the entire 60 minutes and play a complete game for a change. I think they'll do it here strictly because they're at home and that they have something to prove, not just to themselves, but to their opponents as well. I'm going to go with Dallas with this one at 5-3.
5-3. I'll be close for me, 3-2. We are all equal together. The number of the game would be this. I just want to mention Andy select all the team like us, but he won tonight with the Columbus Blue Jackets. So it'll be interesting to see him about that one over there. So that's a fun bait one like this. I want to mention before we go to the next level, we do fantasy hockey, guys. We try to sharing with you most information we can get to you guys. And tonight I want to share with you who is hot and who is cold. Huberdeau, 9 points so far. Ovechkin is on fire, 13 points. Kuznetsov is another one. Nobody won him at the beginning of the season because all the problem he got last season. But he's looking great this season. McKinnon is getting hotter. Enortap, the last couple of games, he's getting more points. And then Dubois, unbelievable, where he has always 6 goals. We talk about this morning. We talk about usually Hurricanes, Ao, and Shevnikov right now. He looked like the Shevnikov we saw 2 years ago with the Canes, if you can recall it. So that's why he is right now at that moment. And what about Kyle Connor?
I know, it's amazing. I would even add Cobb to that list. He's been excellent.
Yeah. Well, of course, we can add a little bit more. Just give you a little
Yeah,
bit what you
yeah.
can check for the weekend. Every time that, I understand that. What is called did not change. Richie still at 0. Courtois, nothing for the last 7 games. Petrie, net looking bad. This is about the last 7 games, 6 games for him. Petrangelo have a 1 point at the beginning, did not get anything. Yamamoto at 0. Chick Ron, nothing. And Morgan Gigi, remember his first game with the Seattle, the one they win against Vegas? He was looking great. Scored 1 goal.
He's been very quiet.
Send that 0 point. So I just want to share with you a couple of things like that we're helping you. And next week, guys, 47 game. Only, I'm going to talk more about this weekend. Don't forget, guys, every Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, I make a live show. It's called the NHL Weekly. And I'm talking about fantasy hockey, what happening, everything like that. So I invite you to join us about this one over there. Rapid. Let's go with that one over there. What is your 5 player for tonight?
Okay, in net, I'm going to take Seshkerton from the Rangers.
Yep.
On defense, I'm going to go with John Carlson of Washington and Ekblad from Florida. And my 3 forwards, I'm going to go with Huberdeau, Ovechkin, and Radulov.
I agree with you about that one there. It's a great selection over there. So I try to go to another side to not be the same players like Enortap pick. If not, you know what I mean, we're going to get a lot of time the same players. Something like that. First of all, we want to welcome Mr. Taylor. Taylor Villag. Salut mon homme. Comment il va mon Taylor? Samsonov for Washington against Arizona. Eskinen, I believe, is not too bad. And I go with Rangers. I think Fox can be someone can step up tonight, honestly. But again, we just talk about him. Shevnikov. I did my homework. I go with Kusenov. And finally, you took Huberdeau. But why not to go with Captain Barkov? The chance, the coach and the captain, you know, carry on the ship. The ship of the boat is really Barkov. We'll be interesting about this. So that's conclude, honestly, our selection of the fantasy hockey, everything like that in our tap. So that's a great information about this. Lemon said, Yamamoto, I love his name, Keller Yamamoto, make up for it's been a shit disturber. Still bad for the fantasy. Thought he have a really bad year. He still finding out. I would not be surprised, Enortap. He's going to be traded at some point.
Yeah, it's very possible, especially if they're either looking for some help in net or an additional defenseman to help out. Yeah, it's possible.
I agree with you about this. Grizzy, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Panthers fan, Fleur Panthers fan. Talking about the Panthers fan, guy, we're going to be live tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. I'm going to do the game between the Detroit and the Panthers. Yes, Chris, I predict, I'm not remember the score I did, but the Panthers going to win tonight again. I believe it's set 4-2 about that game, Chris. So I can say about this. Connor McDavid is amazing player this season, Taylor. Absolutely right about this. Any words about Connor McDavid? And what your expectation about how many points he can get in our top?
Well, I think we kind of mentioned that at the beginning of the season. We thought that 150 might be difficult to duplicate, but I can see that happening for him. I think he's a player on a mission this year. He wants to. There's many good aspects to his game. The one thing that they were kind of looking at him to improve on was his scoring. And he's putting himself in the category of Ovechkin in terms of who will win the scoring championship this year if he continues at this pace. I think he's the complete player right now. Without secondary thought to it, he is the best player on the planet.
I agree with you. I expect about what at the beginning it was 130. Now I'm 160. That's one of my expectations for him. My prediction about this. First of all, we are at the end of the show, but before we leave, we invite you, don't forget, we'll be back in 58 minutes. We're going to do the show live stream. We're going to talk a little bit late after that tonight. I invite you to join us tonight. Thanks, everybody, to join us today. But before we leave, we want to mention, first of all, thank you so much, Enortap, to join us every single day at 5 o'clock. And we are really grateful having you. And I'm talking about, not for me, I'm talking about the Hockey Nation, our show family, the people in the chat, and the people who have been there support. I just want to say thank you so much for what you're doing and the collaborator you do with, like Michael, David, I know, in you and everybody in the chat. You are the one make us special. You are the one make us friends. We want to say to you, thank you so much. Happy Halloween, everybody. Be careful. This is a time for the family.
Be safe.
This is a time to be with your friends. This is a time to celebrate. Happen one time per year. But it's time to be careful also at the same time. We know the situation, but we wish you an amazing, great weekend with your family. Before we leave, we want to remind you, everybody, any words to say before we leave?
Thank you so much, Coach. As usual, it's a pleasure to be here with you every day. And Hockey Nation Live, stay safe this weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Halloween to everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Before we leave, we have to finish with this because it's Halloween anyway in Ottawa. Here we go. But we cannot leave without our own music. Have an amazing, great weekend, everybody. I look forward to see you tonight, 7 o'clock. And during the weekend, we do of course, Montreal Canadiens, 4 o'clock, Saturday, Sunday. I look forward to see you. And Sunday morning, we're going to do another show. Be at the NHL Weekly, and then we'll be back also Sunday night at 9 o'clock for another show, another great weekend in front of us. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Thanks, Enortap. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show.
Yuleman, Andy, Taylor, Franco, Johnny, Chris, Vallejo, Kelly, Nicola, Pitsiaki, PWR, Stefan, Canadian Giant, Enortap, Franco, Beast Brinson, Dan Arsham,
What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me,
Michael Robinstein, Bob the Monkey, Patrick Fenn, Bob the Truck, and Marcus Zuck, Viti Palaviemi, Alexis Dubuc, Irène Vaillancourt, Alan Vaillancourt, and the rest of you.
Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started. Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.